humans, it's just Martine and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. It's Monday, March 18th, and this week is going to be a crazy busy week. So I think the kindest thing that I can do for myself is to set my reading goals for this vlog as something completely realistic. So my focus this week in this vlog, short books. I have a lot going on in my personal life this week. I have a lot of behind the scenes reading going on, and I'm also trying to plow through as much of Assassin's Quest as I can this week, but I'm not going to finish it this week. On top of all of those things, the only reading that I'm going to be doing is of short little things. Some Magic Treehouse, some improbable meet cute short stories, etc, etc. I'm embracing the chaos this week and saying, listen, reading anything else of any substantial length, not gonna happen this week. But short things, I can do. Let's get reading. Happy Tuesday. Something tells me that I'm not going to get reading done today. Like I'll get a few pages done, but that's it. Yesterday, I barely had any reading time. Most of my reading time went to Assassin's Quest, but I did start the next Magic Treehouse book, so I'm one chapter into that. Hopefully I'll make some progress in that today. They're really short, but I'm really just trying to keep up with this reading of Assassin's Quest, so we'll see. But today is just crazy. Like this morning I had a book study and now I really need to get some work done and I need to pack some more because I'm leaving tomorrow morning, and then I have choir tonight and I have extra choir tonight because I agreed to meet somebody and go over a song before, and then choir has been running late as of recently because we're closer to our concert now, so we need to practice more. So it's just like there's no time to read today, except for all the reading I'm about to do for school, of course, but that's not the same and not nearly as fun. That's where I'm at today. But tomorrow is a travel day, so hopefully I will get a lot of reading done. Good morning, it's Wednesday and I'm about to leave for my trip, but I did want to fill you in that last night I did finish reading a Magic Treehouse book, Shadow of the Shark, I believe it's called, and I'm giving it 3.5 stars. It's a typical Magic Treehouse book, although I guess kind of not because they're not really sent on a mission. I had a pretty good time with it and it was a good way to kick off my short reads for the week, so I'll check in with you later. Hello, I am currently in Los Angeles for the first time ever. I'm at a conference. I'm going to have a vlog of the conference coming up soon, but I wanted to talk to you about two things because one, on the plane today, I read a book. Well, I finished a book that I started yesterday. It was only 44 pages, so it was really a short story. It was one of those Amazon original stories. It was the one by Sally Thorne, Rosie and the Dreamboat, I think it's called, and I gave it 3.5 stars. In this one, we're following Rosie. Her sister is always viewed as like the perfect match and she gets like ignored. And so she brings her sister for Valentine's Day to this like spa, and then she accidentally gets trapped in this like weird water pool thing and the firefighters have to come and rescue her, and she's trapped in there for a while, and there's this one firefighter and he is basically sitting with her for a long time through this like contraption wall, talking to her and trying to keep her calm, and that's how they meet. It was quirky, but like not as interesting as the first two original stories in my opinion, and just less of my style, but that's fine. And then when we got here, we ended up going to this big and very famous bookstore called The Last Bookstore, and I took some footage of that. It's this really whimsical, quirky place. So let me show you what I saw there.
I think there's another universe where I haven't yet felt pain, and maybe in that other universe I'm a flower and you're the rain. I think somewhere in a different life I'm still 7 in 2nd grade, and I'm so happy that I feel alright, and that I haven't met my brain.
So out of all of those books, I ended up picking up 3 to add to my collection. 2 I chose, and then 1 I had some friends from my program pick because last year at a conference, I got them to pick a random book for me, so I wanted to keep up the tradition. So the 2 books that I got for myself are The Catcher in the Rye and Children of the Mind, and I've been looking for both of these books for like a while in used bookstores and hadn't found them yet. So when I found them for $4 and $3 respectively, I snatched them up. And I feel like this version of The Catcher in the Rye makes for the perfect souvenir because it actually used to belong to a Los Angeles high school. And so it's like marked by Los Angeles and will be a good reminder of my visit here. And then my friends picked out the Jesus Cow, and I don't really know what this is about, but I mean, if you need anything more than the name to be interested, I don't know what's wrong with you. Hopefully I'll be reading these 3 books at some point in the future. Well, I definitely will, just who knows when. Like, I haven't read the book that my friends picked last year at the conference for me to read yet, so it could be a while, you know, or it could be the next book I read. Like, it all depends. Those were my finds, and all 3 of these combined were like $16, so I'm pleased with that.
And maybe somewhere in a different world, my mom's a bug inside a tree. My dad's the scientist who captured her, but now it's time to set her free. Or maybe somehow in this skull of mine, I find it hard to see the truth. I'll romanticize a boring life, if that means I'll be happy too.
Hello, it's Saturday, and I've like not gotten much reading done, and what reading I have gotten done has been Assassin's Quest. Wouldn't it be hilarious if I started off this weekly reading vlog by saying I'm only focusing on short things because I'm not going to finish Assassin's Quest, and then I did? I might try to make it happen on the plane tomorrow, but we'll have to see. Also, the footage that you saw earlier in the B-roll was largely from my trip to the downtown LA library. It was beautiful. It was so fun. I loved it. The like YA section being teenscape and stuff was just, it was so everything. It was everything. I loved it. I want to live in that library. Happy Monday. I was way too tired after traveling back to talk to you yesterday, but I did in fact finish reading Assassin's Quest, and I gave it 4.5 stars. This is the 3rd and final book in the Farseer trilogy, which is the first trilogy in a larger Realm of the Elderlings world. The premise of this trilogy is that we're following this boy Fitz. He's the bastard son of a prince, and he is brought to a castle to be raised by some other people, and that's how the series starts. By the time that we get to the 3rd book, I don't know how old Fitz is, but he's a young man, and things have gotten kind of crazy. And so in this 3rd one, we're kind of building towards this big event where they're trying to save the kingdom from this force that has been attacking it since the beginning of the trilogy. And it's trying to like wrap up and solve that whole overarching plot. And it wasn't a perfect 5 stars, but I did like it better than the first 2 books, because I feel like the pattern with the first 2 books was that it was just slow, and then a lot happened at the end. With this one, it was slow, but it had more interesting pockets, I feel like. And so even though it was technically, I think, even longer than both of the first 2, it felt shorter because there were pockets where I was really invested more often. Like, I'm invested in the slow parts, I care about the characters, but it's easier to fly through some pages if you're like, oh my gosh, a lot is happening. That happened a lot more in this one. But I do think I liked the second half of this book more than the first half, mainly because there's a character that comes back halfway through this book, and that's my favorite character in the series, so I was really glad that person returned and played the role that they did in the rest of the story. I think this week is a perfect example of how sometimes our intentions don't actually follow through and become the story of what happened. I intended to read a lot of short things and have Assassin's Quest in the background, but honestly, whenever I read, it was Assassin's Quest, aside from that Magic Tree House book and that Improbable Meet Cute book I told you about earlier this week. I think with my conference, I just really needed a book that felt like an escape, with comfortable characters that I already knew, that I cared about. And also, since I only had these small pockets of time during the conference to read, I feel like when I read, I knew that I wasn't going to feel like I was making a lot of progress, on Assassin's Quest regardless, and so it didn't feel bad to not make much progress at a time because I'm used to that with a book that long. So it was like, if I'm not gonna make progress, I might as well not make progress in the book I already feel like I'm not making progress on. And because of that, the progress added up, which I think is a really good reminder to us all that little pockets of time still do add up. But because of that, it's Monday. I'm going to bid you farewell for right now. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below which of the bookish places that I showed you in this vlog did you like best, the last bookstore or the Los Angeles Public Central Library. If you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment a little book stack emoji and subscribe for more bookish and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!